Hello and welcome to this short webinar on the Georgia Physical Therapy Continuing Education Requirements. My name is Zachary Edgar. My company is called Therapy Comply. Therapy Comply is a membership-based compliance firm dedicated to assisting physical, occupational, and speech therapy practices and facilities. Members can access a wide selection of guides, sample policies, and forms on Medicare, Medicaid, HIPAA, TRICARE, and state laws and regulations that apply to therapy practices. Members can also email me at any time with any compliance or billing questions or schedule a phone call for no additional cost. Please visit the website at therapycomply.com for more information. This presentation is for informational purposes only. None of the material is intended as legal advice. Statutes and regulations are all subject to change. Please follow the link in the description to see our complete guide on the Georgia Physical Therapy Continuing Ed requirements. Physical therapists and physical therapy assistants licensed in Georgia must complete 30 hours of CE every 2 years. CE requirements do apply within the first renewal period for PTs and PTAs licensed in Georgia. Individuals licensed during the last 6 months of a biennium renewal period will not be required to meet the continuing competence requirements for that renewal period. New graduates, for licensees who have graduated during the current renewal period and who have passed the National Physical Therapy Examination, are exempt from continuing competence requirements during the renewal period in which they have graduated and successfully passed the exam. Required courses: 4 hours of ethics and jurisprudence. The Georgia Ethics and Jurisprudence course must be obtained from a Georgia college or university with an accredited physical therapy education program or a provider which holds a current Physical Therapy Association of Georgia approval certificate for the course. Passage of the Georgia Ethics and Jurisprudence examination is the equivalent to 4 hours of continuing education. The requirements for the Georgia Ethics and Jurisprudence, provided that the same test result has not been previously submitted to the board as part of an application for licensure or to satisfy the requirements of an order of the board. So, a fairly long list of approval organizations. Just make sure that when you are reviewing a course that they meet one of these standards. It's often good to contact the organization and to ask which states they approve from, and maybe they may have to show that they are licensed, that they are approved to give courses for your state. So now for the acceptable activities and the hours earned and the maximum per renewal period. For approved CE programs, 1 hour per attendance with no maximum. Undergoing a peer review, 15 hours with no maximum. Conducting a peer review when that activity is an adjunct responsibility and not the primary employment, 10 hours with no maximum. Participation as a presenter for continuing education courses, workshops, seminars, or symposia which have been approved, 1 hour for each hour presenting with a maximum of 10 hours per topic. Authorship of presented scientific poster, scientific platform presentation, or published article, 10 hours per event with a maximum of 20 hours. Teaching PT or PTA credit course when the teaching is an adjunct responsibility, not primary employment. Continuing competence credit is based on the contact hours with a maximum of 20 hours. Certification of clinical specialization by the American Board of Physical Therapy Specialties. So this could be 30 hours, no maximum, self-instruction from reading professional literature. This is based on the number of hours spent with a maximum of 3 per renewal period. Attendance at scientific poster session, lecture, panel, symposium, an hour per contact hour of activity with no maximum. Acting as a clinical education instructor for an accredited physical therapist or physical therapy assistant educational program. It's 1 hour per 8 contact hours with a maximum of 10 hours. Acting as a clinical instructor or an intern for a formal non-academic advanced clinical internship, or as a mentor or learner for a formal non-academic mentorship. And this is continuing competence credit is based on the number of hours spent with a maximum of 12 hours. Donating time in the role of a PT or PTA within the scope of practice to a charity event, 1 hour for every 8 contact hours with a maximum of 5 hours. And post-professional physical therapist education programs that award academic credit, 1 university credit hour equals 10 hours of continuing competence with no maximum. Unacceptable activities for continuing competence include, but not limited to, orientation and in-service programs, meetings for the purposes of policy decisions, non-educational meeting at an annual association, chapter, or organization meetings, entertainment or recreational meeting or activities, committee meetings, holdings of offices, serving as an organization delegate, visiting exhibits, or CPR courses. Records should be maintained in the licensee's personnel files for no less than 5 years. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and please visit the website at therapycomply.com for a lot more information and consider joining today.